As storylines go, it had all the makings of a happy ending. A small-time province makes it big,
Action!
attracting Hollywood and building a film and television industry that became a resounding success.
Here we go, folks.
But now, that happy ending is in danger of fading to black.
The phone isn't ringing here, and it's busy elsewhere.
There is no film work in Halifax to speak of, certainly not for set decorators, and in every other city in Canada there's a lot of work.
I want to stay here and I want to support the film industry because I know so many people work so hard to make the film industry grow here, and I want it to continue, but ultimately we have to pay the bills.
Chris Ball is a director of photography.
Action!
Normally this time of year, Ball is in demand. But this job on a children's show, a few weeks' work, is all he has lined up so far this year.
Wait a minute.
Ball came to Halifax 10 years ago, part of the wave of film crew that built the film business into a $120 million a year industry. There was always something on the go.
At Christmas time, my wife and I sat down and said, what really is the future here? What are we looking at? And she is working in Ontario right now. She has work lined up until Christmas next year. So that's the contrast. I'm looking at maybe a couple of rumors. She's looking at having guaranteed work till Christmas.
When Nova Scotia brought in the film tax credit 20 years ago, Hollywood came calling, bringing in big-ticket productions.
Fitzpatrick, but you can call me Fitz.
Jesse Stone, Innocence Lost, CBC.
Worth millions of dollars.
You know, it's gone from $6 million a year to, approximately $150 million a year in economic activity. That's a major success story for Nova Scotia.
Then, last year, the storyline changed abruptly.
All right, cut.
In a desperate attempt to save money, the cash-strapped province axed its film tax credit with the stroke of a pen, sending the multi-million-dollar industry into chaos.
Very clear, we have a fiscal reality that we have to deal with.
What the hell is going on here? All we're asking for is the chance to compete on a global scale.
And film industry supporters took to the streets, forcing government to replace the film tax credit with a new fund, a fund that was not nearly as lucrative or easy to access. Mark Allman of Screen Nova Scotia says the change has been devastating.
There's been a real exodus, kind of a diaspora of Nova Scotian crew and cast that have been flowing out to the rest of Canada where the film industry is booming.
Going down the road, it's a familiar story around here. Now a creative, talented workforce that took decades to build is once again heading out. And it couldn't happen at a worse time. It's no secret Nova Scotia's economic future depends on keeping people and jobs here. Bill Fleming is a production designer.
This whole thing is fake.
Over the years, Fleming spread a lot of money around Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley to dress his sets.
That was the final scene from the third season when the dealership in New Minas burnt down.
On TV series like Call Me Fitz.
A lot of money being spent, and that money is coming into the province. That money didn't start here. It didn't come out of Wolfville. It came into Wolfville. That was American money coming into the province.
But now this is his final scene. His house sold, Fleming is heading for Ontario, where business is booming. Yes, partly because of the weak Canadian dollar, but mostly because of Ontario's tax incentives for the film industry.
A production shopping around for where it's going to go is going to go where it's going to get the best deal.
And one of the best deals around for filmmakers is here in Sudbury, Northern Ontario.
We are rolling.
Last year, 16 productions were filmed here, spending an estimated $35 million, all because of provincial incentives.
Cut.
Ian Gregg is a set decorator.
Should have brought taller boots.
And the incentives are what has brought Gregg here.
Yeah, now we're talking.
His job is to buy everything and anything that is needed to dress sets, spending that money in Sudbury. Today, of all things, he's buying junk, a used snowmobile engine that's in pieces.
Thank you. See ya.
a detail to dress the set of a Canadian miniseries he's working on.
Everybody's got a calculator, they know how to use them. If we had a viable deal in Nova Scotia, people would be there. We'd be there filming. Nearly every other jurisdiction in Canada, except for maybe Saskatchewan and New Brunswick, feels that the film tax credit systems that are in place are a great benefit to their jurisdictions. It just seems implausible to me that the governments in those provinces can be so wrong.
You know, maybe there's a way to make it more beautiful. And
back in Nova Scotia, as a producer, Mark Allman is determined to stay here and fight on. On this day, he's screening his latest film. It was, in part, financed with the new Nova Scotia Incentive Fund, the first production to get financing.
The incentive has the potential to work, and that's the same fashion as the old tax credit. But it's just that there are some complexities to it that are causing problems. And right now we can't afford to have complexities. We need something that's simple and straightforward and works.
I am probably bitter would be a good way to say it, because as I said, we made a big commitment to this province. I mean, we're a little bit unusual, or not unusual, but we were one of the people who moved here. So we felt we made this big commitment to the place, this big investment to the province. And I'm feeling like the government has betrayed that investment.
We're going to have to do the heel marks and all that again.
Chris Ball has made the difficult decision to leave a life and place he loves and to move down the road, to join his wife in Ontario, where the industry is thriving and the jobs are plentiful. Tom Murphy, CBC News, Halifax.